Bernoulli has given the relation between the speed of moving fluid and the pressure. I will perform a very simple, interesting experiment here. I got these two papers. To the other side of this paper there is atmospheric pressure. Here also to the other side there is atmospheric pressure. In between these two there is air, as on the either side of the two papers. If air inside these two papers is allowed to move with a greater velocity, what happens with the pressure, that we will demonstrate now. See here, if I make the air between the two papers to move with greater velocity, what you will see that these two papers come together, because the pressure between the two papers decreases with increase in velocity, and as the pressure between the two papers decreases with increase in velocity, pressure on the either side is more, and because of that these two papers come close to each other. This is Bernoulli's principle. With increase in velocity of the fluid, there is a decrease in pressure. If the two boats in a river are moving in the same direction with a high speed, then there is a possibility that these two boats will come close to each other and they will collide with each other. In a similar manner, if two railways or two vehicles moving in the same direction and they are moving with a greater speed, the air between these two also moves with greater velocity, and with increase in velocity of the air between the two vehicles there is decrease in pressure and the external pressure is more. In that case, it may possible that the two vehicles or the two trains may come close to each other and there is a danger of collision. Now, we will prove this Bernoulli's principle using Bernoulli's equation. Hereafter, we are going to derive Bernoulli's equation. For that, again we will consider a transparent tube of a glass in which the fluid is moving. The fluid inside the tube is incompressible, non-viscous, irrotational. Incompressible, it means that the density of fluid flowing throughout the tube is constant. Let pressure on one side of the fluid is equal to P1 and the pressure on the other side is equal to P2. Obviously, the fluid flows from left to right because of pressure difference. Here, what I expect here is that P1 should be greater than P2. Then and then only the fluid or liquid flows through the tube. The flow of liquid is an orderly flow. It flows in a streamlines which are represented by the dotted line. The streamline never intersect with each other. They never mix with each other. And these streams together will form a tube of flow. Now, the pressure on one side of the liquid exerts force on the particles, and the successive particle exert force on each other, and these successive particles, because of that force, moves ahead and ahead. Here what you will see that here the area is broader, the lines are separated, velocity v1 is less. Here the streamlines are close to each other because area is narrower. In narrower area, the streamlines are close to each other. For smaller cross-sectional area, the velocity is more. Therefore, v1 is less than v2. The velocity at the narrower portion is more. That we have seen from equation of continuity. The volume of liquid crossing this cross-sectional area A1. Volume of liquid crossing through cross-sectional area A2. These are the two areas we are considering here, A1 and A2. The same amount of volume will flow through A1 and A2. Let dV is the volume of liquid that crosses A1 and A2 in same time delta T. dV is the amount of liquid that flows. dV is the amount of liquid that crosses A1 as well as A2 in the same time delta T. Then what this amount dV equal to? This amount of volume of liquid flowing through A1 and same amount of liquid flowing through A2 is equal to A1 into D1, which is also equal to A2 into D2. A1 dV is the amount of volume of liquid flowing through A1 and A2. The same amount of liquid will flow in the same time, and it is dV is equal to A1 into A2, A1 D1 as well as it is A2 D2. Now, in order to move a liquid from A1 to A2, in order to move a liquid from A1 to A2, a force acts on a liquid particle. This force acts on successive particles, and because of that mechanical work is done. The mechanical work done in this case is equal to force into displacement. Mechanical work in this case is equal to force into displacement. Now, mechanical work done, this mechanical work done is other than the gravitational force work done by the gravitational force. When it moves from A1 cross-sectional area to A2 cross-sectional area, when it moves from A1 cross-sectional area to A2 cross-sectional area, work done other than gravitational force is work done by a force due to a pressure. हे फार सोपं आहे. कसं आहे माहिती का, इथं प्रेशर जास्त आहे, इथं प्रेशर कमी आहे, म्हणून हे जास्त प्रेशर कडून कमी प्रेशर कडे चाललंय. आता इथे फोर्स ऍक्ट होतो, मग इथला फोर्स जास्त आहे, इथला फोर्स प्रेशर जास्त आहे, आणि मग या रिजन मध्ये जेव्हा त्याची मोशन होते तेव्हा त्याच्यात जे मेकॅनिकल वर्क होतं ते आपल्याला कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं आहे. दिस मेकॅनिकल वर्क डन ड्यू टू अ फोर्स ऍट P1 बाय F1 ड्यू टू अ फोर्स ऍट P2 बाय F2 इज इक्वल टू force at P1 is what? Force at P1 is force at P1 is P1A1, because pressure is force upon area, therefore force is pressure into area into displacement. By what distance it is displaced? D1. And work done at A2 is the force into displacement. Force is P2A2 into displacement D2. Therefore, work done on the liquid when it displaces from A1 to A2 is equal to, it is P1 minus P2 A1 D1 in and A2 D2, both are equal. Therefore, it is A1 D1 and A2 D2 is equal to dV. Therefore, this much is the work done. This work done divided by volume, work done per unit volume is equal to the pressure difference. Pressure at one end and pressure at the other end are, it is the pressure of liquid inside the tube. This is the pressure energy. This is what the work done, mechanical work done when liquid flows from A1 to A2 is equal to P1 minus P2 into dV. इथे बघा रे, इथून इथपर्यंत चाललाय, जाताना इथं प्रेशर आहे, इथे प्रेशर आहे, हाय प्रेशर कडून लो प्रेशर कडे चाललाय. प्रेशर आहे म्हणून त्याच्यावर फोर्स आहे, फोर्स आहे डिस्प्लेसमेंट आहे म्हणजे वर्क आहे. मग इथून इथे जाताना त्याच्यावर वर्क केलं जातं अदर दॅन ग्रॅव्हिटेशनल फोर्स. हे केलेलं वर्क एनर्जीच्या स्वरूपात साठवलं जातं. ही साठवलेली एनर्जी ही त्याची मेकॅनिकल एनर्जी आहे आणि ही मेकॅनिकल एनर्जी प्रेशरच्या फॉर्म मध्ये आहे, म्हणून याला प्रेशर एनर्जी असं म्हणणार आहोत आपण. Now, this much mechanical energy that is present inside the liquid is converted into a kinetic energy as well as in a potential energy. Now, this much is the work done on a liquid inside the tube. This work done inside the tube is, part of it is converted into kinetic energy and part of it is converted into potential energy. Therefore, with this much work done, due to pressure difference, there will be a change of kinetic energy, there will be a change of potential energy. First, I will find out how much is the change of kinetic energy. Again, that's a simple job. What we will do, let us consider. This is change of kinetic energy. Now, finally, the liquid moves with velocity v2 from area A2. Therefore, the final kinetic energy is half m into v2 square minus. Now, it's an incompressible liquid. The same amount of liquid will flow through A1. Therefore, it is half of m into v1 square. Therefore, increase in kinetic energy Ke is equal to half m in the bracket v2 square minus v1 square. It is equal to half of rho into dV. The mass moving in a cross-sectional area is density into volume. Volume moving through the cross-sectional area is A1 D1, A2 dt, which is equal to dV. Therefore, half of rho into dV, I should write it as v2 square minus v1 square. This is change of kinetic energy or increase in kinetic energy, which is represented by equation 2. Now, here what we will do, whatever is is the work done on a fluid is used to increase its kinetic energy as well as used to increase its potential energy. I had found out the increase in kinetic energy. We will determine the increase in potential energy. For that, what we will do, let us consider it's a reference line from which the height is to be determined. Let us consider this is the reference line from where we have to determine the potential energy. Let height to the center of cross sectional area here is, it is equal to h1. Height from the center to the reference line here, let it is equal to h2. Here h1 is the height, here h2 is the height. Therefore the change of potential energy is equal to mg h2 minus mg h1. It is equal to mg into h2 minus h1, but m is equal to rho into dv into g h2 minus h1. All these as equation number 3. This much is the work done, that we call it as a pressure energy. This work done on the liquid is partially used to increase the kinetic energy, partially used to increase the potential energy. Therefore, we will write an equation here from 1, 2 and 3. From equation 1, 2 and 3, I will write this as work done. What work done is? P1 minus P2 into dV is equal to increasing kinetic energy half of rho into dV V2 square minus V1 square plus what is that? Rho into dV in the bracket h2 minus h1. dV get cancelled from both sides of the equation. And by bringing all V1, H1 and P1 on one side, I will write these as P1 plus half of rho into V1 square plus rho into G H1 is equal to P2 plus half of rho into V2 square plus rho into G into H2. This is what the pressure energy. This is what kinetic energy per unit mass, per unit volume. This is pressure energy, this is kinetic energy per unit volume, this is potential energy per unit volume. At one point, that is at A1, and this is the pressure energy, kinetic energy per unit volume and potential energy per unit volume at other point, that is at A2. Therefore, the energy, sum of potential pressure energy, kinetic energy per unit volume and potential energy per unit volume remains same throughout the flow. Therefore, the Bernoulli's equation can be written as P. What P is? Pressure energy half rho into V square. What it is? Kinetic energy per unit volume plus rho into G into H is constant. This is the Bernoulli's equation, which states that the pressure energy, kinetic energy per unit volume, potential energy per unit volume is constant, and this Bernoulli's equation is nothing but the consequence of what it is, the work done is equal to increase in kinetic energy plus increase in potential energy. It is the consequence of law of conservation of energy. The work that is done on the liquid is partially converted into kinetic energy, partially converted into potential energy. And here again, if we come to our example, if the two papers are held at constant height, the potential energy will be same. If the two tubes are at constant height, H is constant, and if H is constant, P plus half of rho into V square is constant. What P is pressure, V is velocity. With increase in pressure there is decrease of velocity, or with decrease of velocity there is increase in pressure. With a decrease of velocity there is increase in pressure. The same thing used to happen here. If the velocity increases, the pressure decreases. With velocity decreases, the pressure increases. This is all about Bernoulli's principle and Bernoulli's equation, from which we conclude that Bernoulli's principle is nothing but it's the work energy theorem. Whatever is the work done on the fluid, it is partially used to increase potential energy, partially used to increase kinetic energy. Therefore, what is the work done is used to increase the mechanical energy. This is work energy theorem, and on that we got an important relation between the pressure and velocity. Thank you very much.